Hello my Pinky pals, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. My name is Pinky. Today we're going to be working on one of the prompts from my Mad Hare, what is it? Mad Hatter Hare? Mad Hare? Mad March Hare, that's what it is. Challenge for the month of March. I joined up with some other artists to create this prompt. I'm just kind of, so I'm doing it. The first prompt for the week is Mad Hare's Tea Time. So that's kind of what I've got going on here. And yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So first things first, I do apologize. My video might be a little bouncy. The camera is hooked up to my desk and not my usual setup because I'm still working on my office. It is painted now, painted nice and pink, so of course it is. But yeah, so I'm still kind of working on that, and we will get there, I'm sure, but until then I'm working with not the best setup, so I do apologize for that. Second, you might want to grab a cup of coffee, cup of tea, whatever it is that you want to drink. I have a tea, of course, and maybe a snack, because this is a long one. I'm not gonna lie, this one was long. This took me hours upon hours to do, mostly because it is a lot more detailed than I normally do for line lists, so there was a lot of like parts and things like that, and yeah, it took me some time, let's just say that. So you might want to grab a snack, and I did cut out a lot of it. And I will say, guys, if you want to see the whole thing, feel free to let me know. I'm happy to upload as unedited as possible, so that you guys can kind of really watch from like a step by step. Essentially, it's a lot. Like, it took me a very long time. The sketch alone was like an hour, and that hand on the hip, I will say, I think the sketch turned out okay, but I don't know, like, oh man, that was rough. It was rough. I'm not gonna lie. So anyway, I really wanted to draw, well, I wanted to make sure that I got at least one prompt in on this Mad March Hare. I'm going to try to do all of the prompts on the channel with you guys, so if you want to join in, you can. It's all on my Instagram. I'll put that link in the comment section, not the comments, the description section below. So if you do want to join in with us, you can. I want to make sure that I get at least one of these in. I don't know though. I don't know what the next one will be. I don't even know the prompt. I can't remember what it is. And next week, let me see here. Next week's prompt is a Mad Hare's Friend. So obviously I'm going to have like the tea mouse or whatever. I don't know what. But yeah, so I wanted to make sure that I got at least one prompt in. That was our goal. Each of us got a prompt in. I'm going to try to do them all, but I really just enjoyed the lineless style that I did in last week's video with the little coquette girl. So if that's something that you're interested in, you might want to take a look. I did give like some tips and tricks on how to do lineless, or at least how I do lineless. So if that's something that you're interested in, feel free to take a look. I will do my best to try, and no, I'm not going to say that I'm going to link it, because let's be honest, I'm going to forget. But it's there, it's on the channel. It was really cute, and I really liked how it turned out. I thought it worked really well, really well. And the only issue with this is, I don't know why I did this to myself. I made this way more detailed than I normally would. Like, I find like lineless takes me so much longer, and so I find that I don't put as much detail into it. But I just thought, like, a character like this, I felt like needed to kind of have a bunch, and I brought it back. Like, I dialed it back way more than what I kind of originally thought I would do. And I still was like, oh my gosh, there's just so much that it was very hard to do this. I think it turned out really well. I do like how she looks. It just was a lot. And like I said, the sketch alone was an hour. It took me an hour just to do the sketch. Granted, I will say probably like 40 minutes of that was that dang hand, but it took me a long time. So yeah, like this was a full-on process. And I mean, if you guys are interested in seeing that full process unedited, uncut as much as possible, just let me know. I'm happy to post it. But unfortunately with this, I did have to cut out a lot of things like doing the hair, like coloring the hair, things like that. So I'm sorry if you wanted to know that process. I would love to be able to tell you how I did it again, but I don't really know. Every time I do something, I'm just like, I do it and then I go to do it again and I don't remember how I did it. Does anyone else have that issue? It's like I do this something and I'm like, oh my god, that turned out perfect. That's exactly what I had in my brain and that's exactly what I wanted. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. And then I'm like, how did I do that? I don't know. So, sorry, I'm not probably gonna be able to tell you how. I also don't know why I decided to do a whole bunch of little like things around her. I just thought it was cute, and then I thought too that she would make a really cute digital sticker pack, and maybe even a physical sticker pack, I don't know. But I thought it was a really cute idea, and I thought, okay, I can do this, and I can turn it into a digital sticker pack, and that would also be cute. I had a request for one, so maybe you'll see that soon. I have a bunch of other things that need to be done before I do anything else though, so yeah, no, that's just the way it is. But I will get on it for sure. And yeah, I don't know why I did so many things around it. I think it was cute, but it was a lot. It was definitely a lot. And yeah, so if you do guys have like certain things that you want to see how I did it, I would check out that tip video because I do go over it. I'm big on doing 2 sketches, which is why you see the second one here, not the first one, because like I said, it was just too long. But I do the second one here, and then you see the basics. Like I block in the colors like I normally would, and I do everything the same. The only thing is that I do differently is there's so much detail, especially in the corset area, that I wasn't quite sure how to kind of tackle it, and that was a little bit frustrating to not really know what to do there. But other than that, it was pretty straightforward, and I was pretty much just following the same kind of path for everything. You know, I block in the color, I add in the shading, I put in the details, and then I do like to have a lot more of a textured kind of a look, I guess. So I will use the 6B pencil a lot to just do the shading and things like that. I always put down the base with the what's it called? I forget the name of it, but it's just the pen, the studio pen, I believe. So I always use that to put the base down, and then I do a clipping mask on top of that so that it will just kind of stick. Yeah, the studio pen. So, and then when I have the clipping mask, I can be kind of messy with it, and I always work with the skin behind. So, you know, if you have questions about that, I think that other video with the Coquette Girl would be the best way to look into it, the best way to kind of see my tips and tricks. I'm not going to go into that too much here, but if you guys have suggestions on what you would like to see or any, you know, anything like that, feel free to let me know. That suggestion was literally like kind of a lifesaver for me and my channel, if I'm going to be honest, because I just kind of had no idea what to do, where to go. I was feeling really uninspired, and then they asked me, and I believe it's Michaela Daniels, so thank you, Michaela. When you asked me about the tips and tricks, it kind of reinvigorated me again, I guess, and it got me so that I really want to try to do those, to do my line list again, and to just draw what I really enjoy drawing. And I think if I continue to draw what I enjoy, it will attract those people that are more like-minded and help to create a really nice community here on YouTube. And I mean, I have that kind of everywhere. My doodles with Pinkee Instagram, I feel like it's just kind of everything, because as much as I like drawing like pretty girls and cute girly things, I also just like to doodle and to draw cute animals and things like that. So everything kind of goes on my Instagram. And then for those who want tutorials and things like that, you would find that more on my Patreon. And I have different kind of areas for different things, which I kind of find funny. It's not like I have one focus. I think that's the problem. I don't really have one focus. And that's kind of where I struggled with my YouTube channel, because I didn't know what I really should focus on. Much like this drawing, actually. This drawing was very similar. I didn't know what to focus on. But in the end, it's one of those things where I've just decided this is what I'm going to do. So we'll see how it goes. And that was literally because of Michaela, because that question spurned this whole thing on. That is the chunkiest Pinkee I've ever seen in my life. I do fix the hands a bit. Look, hand struggle is real. Let's just be real. And the fingers aren't long enough. Nothing. I didn't like. Anyway, we'll ignore it. We continue on. We improve forward, But yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. But if you do have certain things that you'd like to, even just talking points, like if you're like, I would love to know what you think about this, or how you normally would do this, let me know. The only thing is, just don't ask me how I draw my faces, because there's nothing to them. So I do have videos on how I draw faces, but I will say I'm just it's nothing. It's literally dots and lines. I'm so basic with my face. I literally, how people are like, oh, I have same face syndrome. Everything I draw, every face is the same. I'm like, yay, I have same face syndrome, because all I want are all my faces to look the same. I like that face, and I just want to continue doing it. This one's a little bit different, I guess, but it makes me laugh when people are upset that they have it, because I'm just like, yay! Keep going. This one looks the exact same as the last one. That's exactly what I wanted. The only thing that works out for me is my faces. They all look the same, and that's exactly what I want, because there's nothing worse than drawing something and being like, oh, I love that. It came out perfect. How did I do that again? That's usually how it happens for me, especially hair. I do hair, and I'm always just like, how did I draw it like that? It looks beautiful. What did I do? I don't know. I don't understand where this came from or what happened, but we're here now, and I wish I knew how I got there. But that's fine. It's fine. It's all about the learning. It's all about the growing. So I'm really just kind of working from the bottom to the top. So I do the skin, and then I generally do the hair, and now the accessories that are on top of the hair, the ears, that kind of thing. So I just kind of build up, and I build and build and build. I do a lot with the 6B pencil, because I like that sketchy look. I do a lot with what are the other pencils I use? The studio pen I use for blocking. The 6B pencil I use for shading and texture. The soft pastel, I always do a soft pastel over top of all of it. I just like the way it looks at the end. And then I do a linear burn. I make it pink, and that's kind of how my colors all look the same, I think, because I just put the pink on top. But yeah, so I use that with the soft pastel. I don't really use anything that isn't a Procreate brush, I guess. No, I don't think so. I do edit the brushes a little bit so they have kind of a different feel, or so that I can make them bigger. I don't really change much about it, but I just use Procreate's brushes. I do have some watercolor brushes that I really, really like, and would love to use those to create beautiful art, but I am not good at doing that. So I have not done that, but maybe that's something that we can try on the channel, even to kind of go from there. I do love doing watercoloring. I love that kind of idea. I just am not super great at it, which, I mean, digital watercoloring is probably very different. I am very much aware of that, and I did buy these brushes, so I guess I should use them. So maybe we'll try that on the channel at some point. I also have, I did buy some stuff a while ago that I'd love to, try out. I have different things that we could paint on, because I love painting. I love like modeling. I bought some model clay. That would be fun. I bought a lot of stuff, so I would be excited to do something different. I really liked this shirt corset thing too, I will say. Like, I don't know what my inspiration was for that. I just kind of thought it up in my head mostly. I think just in general, I love historical romance, and I was just thinking about that. And I do love like a steampunk vibe as well. This doesn't have a huge steampunk vibe, other than I would say maybe the colors are a little bit more grungy, steampunky. But I could have gone full steampunk on this one actually, and I would have probably really enjoyed it. I did not, but it is what it is. I love the idea of the like poofs and then the tight and then the poofs and then whatever. I just liked it. I thought it looked really cute. And the only issue was that yes, there was quite a bit of detail in this, which made it really hard for me to kind of tackle it. The top was like the frill at the top. I was like, should I go piece by piece? And then I kind of thought, no, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. And I just kind of thought, I'll do it all. Everything that's this color, I'm going to kind of tackle all at once. And so that's what I ended up doing. And I think it worked out fine. I do a lot of kind of the same thing over and over again. I use the airbrush as well, the soft airbrush I use a lot as well. So those are my main brushes, if anyone's keeping track or wanting to. And yeah, I can't remember if I mentioned, but if anyone wants to see the full video, like I said, the sketch alone is like an hour, but I'm happy to post it if that's something people would be interested in. I just feel like it would get boring, but maybe somebody somewhere would want to see the whole process and not have it edited. I don't know. I mean, my whole process is pretty like, what are you doing, girl? But you're welcome to see it. I don't use a lot of highlights. That's one thing. I don't know if that's so much. I'm like style, like I think a lot of my style is actually ineptitude. I guess. Like I don't know how to do, like I don't know the proper way of doing things. I never took art in school. I did art in like grade 9, and then I just thought like, what a waste of my time. Like I could be taking calculus and not art, which is weird. But I was just like, nah, now I love art, and I want art to kind of be my business. Not kind of, I want art to be my business, which is why I started like my sticker shop and why I've done books and things like that, and I have Patreon. Like it's why I kind of am going hardcore into art, right? Like I want art to be my business, but in high school I was like, learn math instead, which granted I love math, so no regrets there. But it's just funny that back then I was like, art is such a waste of time, who needs to take a class on that? Well, maybe I should have, so I would have known what the heck I was doing, but whatever. Fine. So maybe my lack of highlighting is more the issue is that I don't know what I'm doing, more so than anything else. I don't know. Maybe. I just also don't like the look of it. But maybe if I knew what I was doing, I would like the look of said highlights. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah. So if you have any comments, any questions, let me know. And if you want to see that other thing, let me know. So I am going to turn this into a sticker pack and it'll be like a tea time kind of pack. So if there's anything that you'd like to see in this tea pack that, I don't know, maybe certain things that you're like, this should always be in a tea pack, yet whenever I see tea stickers, there's never this sticker, let me know. I'm happy to include it. I will probably be taking elements from the whole month, because this whole month is the March Hare. So I'm going to be, this whole month is going to be very heavily, this tea style kind of thing. So I think I'll be taking elements from each of the characters that I do, or each of the themes anyway, to kind of come up with something. So if you have ideas for the next one, let me know. And if you're doing the challenge with us, let me know as well. There's several of us doing it, and I think it'll be awesome. And I can't wait to see it if you guys want to join in. But next week is a Mad Hare's friend. So if you have any suggestions on what you think we should do for that, or what you'd like me to see, what you'd like to see me draw, please be gentle. Be kind. Be kind to me with your suggestions. But I'm thinking, with this one, I'm kind of thinking a Mad Hare's friend. In Alice in Wonderland, there's the tea mouse. So I'm kind of thinking maybe this character with the tea mouse in some kind of a way would be cute. So if you have some other ideas, let me know. If you're joining in, let me know too. I would love to see you. Be sure to tag me as well, because I'm full for this challenge. This is the first time anyone's ever actually reached out to me to be like, hey, do you want to do a challenge with me, or a prompt thing with me? Whatever. I don't know what we call this. I don't know if it would call it a challenge. Just a fun collab, I guess. But literally the first time anyone's ever asked me, and I've been in them before, but literally it kind of came up with it was somebody telling me about it, and I was like, oh, nobody ever asked me to do these things, and I love them. I would totally join up with people and do them, because I do a prompt list every month. If you follow me on Instagram, there's a prompt list every month for a prompt every single day. I am here for that. I love those kinds of things, and I love doing collaborations with other artists and stuff. So this was the very first one where somebody I didn't really know reached out to me and said, hey, you want to do this? And I was like, heck yeah, I do. I was so excited. I didn't even really look at the theme or anything about what it was about. I'm also I'm really bad at saying no. I'm not a no person. When people ask me for help or ask me to join or anything, I'm always just like, yeah, I will do that. So I was really excited to join in with them. And then I actually read, what the challenges was, the theme was, and I really liked it. I thought it was a really cool theme, a really cool idea, and I can't wait to see what everyone comes up with. I know we decided that we would all just do one prompt, but I'm sure that we will all end up doing all of the prompts, because it's just the way we are. I feel like artists, we're just you can't expect other people to join in if you're not going to join in, right? So I'm sure that we'll all end up doing a bunch, and I can't wait to see what they create, because all of them are super, super good artists, just amazing, and it just blows my mind how good they are. And I got asked to join in, which is really exciting for me. So if you're another artist out there and you're like, man, I would love to do a collaboration with this girl, hit me up. I will do it. I'm there for it. I'm always there for it. I always have fun with these kinds of things. So yeah, let me know. But yeah, I'm adding the darkest brown to this kind of white fabric, and I do adjust the color later, but I just think it really pops. I think it looks really, really good like that. And technically I guess I'm adding line work, but you know what I mean. That hand there, just sitting there without anything on it's kind of freaking me out. But I do get to all of those things soon enough. I'm watching this and I'm just like, what is that? What is this thing? Oh yeah, that's that. So the reason why you can see this chunk of brown, but you didn't see me actually do it, was because after I did it, I was like, oh no, this isn't the vibe. But I thought, hey, if I just have a solid color below, and then I can just clip mask to that, and I can stay within it. But then I was like, after I did it, I was like, why am I doing this? I used to do it like this. I used to do my art that way, and then I realized that I hated it like that, and I was like, well, why would I try doing it again? But I do just end up keeping it, because I knew that I would be able to use the brown for something. And I apologize, because it was really moving a lot there. When I was doing the hair, that was another part of why I didn't put in a lot of the hair, was because I was really getting going on the hair, and the table was just shaking like crazy. So sorry. But yeah, so I mean, I left the brown in, but that was why I thought maybe that would make things easier, and it did not. It made it way harder. So I just got rid of the brown, and well, I didn't get rid of it, but I just stopped kind of following it, and just kind of did my own thing with the. I just continued on with like blocking in the color, and then etc. etc. And that's what I did. I really liked the idea too of like the frills and the roses and just the layers and all that stuff. So I hope that it came out okay. I hope that you guys liked it. I think it did. I don't know. I just really was enjoying the process as much as it was like, oh my god, am I done yet? And then, oh my god, I'm so tired. And oh my god, is it done yet? I did enjoy it. I thought it was a lot of fun, and I really like the character. I think she embodies my kind of cute, creepy vibe that apparently I have. Oh, and I asked my husband if he liked her. I was like, hey, look at, like, I did this, and I think she's really cute. And he was like, yeah, she's cute. And I don't know how we got on the topic, but he was telling me how he likes my art. He just doesn't like the faces. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, so you don't like the style? And he's like, yeah, like the style is weird. And I'm like, so you like my art, but you don't like my art style? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, so you don't like my art? And he's like, no, I like your. I'm like, how do you like my art, but you don't like my art style? My art is my art style. It's so funny. And he's like, the eyes, they just creep me out. And I'm just like, okay. Like, I like it. It was just very funny. So my husband doesn't like my art, which is totally fine. I mean, it's not everyone's cup of tea. Clearly, if it was, then I would be super famous and everybody would be like, I want to buy your art. But they're not. And you want to know why? Because it's not everyone's cup of tea. And I get that. My eyes are my eyes. Like, I did change them up a little bit, and you can kind of see that here. But yeah, I mean, I'm fully aware that my style is a little bit creepy, and I like that, and I kind of think that this character especially works with that creep factor with the cute. So I'm not mad at it. I like it. I'm happy with it. I think that's really, I like it. I'm okay with that. I'm totally fine. Totally okay with that. I had no idea how to do these things on her dress. At first I wanted it to be like lace, I guess. And then I realized that whenever I got into the second sketch that I didn't actually do anything with it for the sketch. So I was then like, well, I didn't actually sketch anything out. I didn't plan this out. So I'm like, I'm going to turn it into little flowers instead. So I did like a row. Actually, I did like 2 rows of, I guess, roses. So that was my big plan on how to get rid of that. And then I'm just trying to get rid of like the little bit of the thumb there that would be behind. This was I don't remember why I kept that in there. Just to show like how much easier it is with the layers and things, because when you have things like that, you need to have part of the hand above, part of the hand below, part of the hand behind itself, part of the hand below other things. So layers are really your best friends when it comes to doing this kind of thing. And contrast, I think, too, is another big one, which is why I did that really dark brown on my lighter like shirt, because it gets to the point where you have to be able to differentiate between the parts in a couple of different ways, but one of those is contrast. And either you have the contrast to show that it's, a different color or a different texture or something, and that's why you end up having to have lines in your art, because it gets to the point where it's like, how is this different than something else? Especially in something like this, like I'm dealing with very low levels of colors. I only have 3, I believe, other than the green. Other than the dookie green, I only did 3 colors for the dress. So it's really easy for that kind of thing to kind of turned to mush in on itself type thing. Like, it just kind of like, which is why I do my best to try and make sure that the shadows are dark and it has that kind of contrast. I don't know if I achieved that look. Like, maybe I didn't. I don't know. But I try my best, and we improve forward. We get better every time and work from there. So, we did what we can do. But there are certain things that kind of show that. And like, for example, the watch is a very stark, dark brown in comparison to everything else. And all that, it's still the same color. I literally, most of the colors, if I did anything with them, it was just changing the property of the layer. So for the belt, to start with, for the chain on the clock, I just duplicated the layer and used not a clipping mask. Well, I did use a clipping mask, but I just changed the layer property to make it, I can't remember if I did like linear burn, I think is what I did, and that really made it pop. And although I like the light pastels and things like that, you also have to make sure that there is that contrast, right? So using that dark brown really, really pops. And then I used that on the belt then. So I did the same process on the belt. And that really made a difference too. So I think you'll see the belt. Do I? Yeah, I think I leave the belt in there for a little bit. So I think I mostly just wanted you guys to see the difference. So like, there's the brown, and I still could have just left it like that. I don't think it would have had the same impact. But I could have still left it like that, and the differentiation between the fabric of the belt and the fabric of the like vest underneath it, I just shaded it enough to kind of make it look like they're two different things. And then from there, I could have just kind of, left it as is. And you can see here, I'm trying to move the thing down, and I could have just left that like really light line on top, and it would have differentiated it enough with the belt buckle that it probably would have looked okay. And I think it did look fine. I don't hate on it. It's not horrible by any means. It's not great, but it's not horrible. And there still was, even though they were the same color back to back, it still does look different enough that I would have been able to get away with it, especially with the belt buckle like right in the middle of that vest. The issue is it doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't offer anything kind of extra. It doesn't make it, like, it just doesn't stand out. It doesn't look good, I don't think. And by increasing that contrast, to go from that dark, like to make it that dark kind of brown, I think it just really makes it pop. So hopefully you'll see that soon enough. And then just me doing more layers, and I'm working down in this case. I'm working down, but I'm also working up, I guess, because the shadow goes on top of the brown, which is the lowest. So I'm building up on that sense. But I started with the top of the dress, and then I kind of went down. And then you can just see I'm just adding more shading, I just continually add more, and I just build on and build on and build on. And hopefully it gets to the point where it looks good. It's kind of my goal. And then, and the last thing I will say, I did the teacup, I did the watch, and then I was kind of like, okay, yawn. Was that good enough? Am I good? Am I done? Can I just leave it? Should I just be like, okay guys, I'm not doing any more? And I really, really did consider just completely and totally leaving the rest of it to just be like, I'm done. That's enough. Like, I did this until like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was exhausted. I was done. I was so worn. And then I was like, but the elements around it really were cute, and I thought they would have been a lot of fun. So I continued on, and I did them for you guys. You're welcome. I will say, I wanted to do 2 things of sugar, though. I wanted to do, like, 2 sugar cubes, and I realized now that I only did 1. And this is why I do such a detailed sketch. because if it's not there, I forget it. And I forgot it. So there's the tip for you too. Don't forget it. I do wish I would have added more of that depth to the underskirt though, the like brown at the bottom. I would have liked to have make that a little bit darker, have a darker element to it, maybe even like take the color of the belt and have that be the highlight. Same with the coffee cups. I would have liked to have, or not the coffee cup, the teacups, this tea, the brown tea, instead of having it like, you know, cream added, I would have liked to have had that just be darker, maybe even like the color of the belt even, so that it was like a dark kind of black. I also wouldn't mind changing up that cookie. I'm looking at this thing and I'm just like, I should have done this, I should have done that. That's what I'm talking about. I constantly berate my own work. I'm not saying it doesn't deserve to be. I'm just saying we also have to take the win sometimes, you know? Like, it looks good enough for me. I can't even compliment myself. Like, it doesn't look bad. I need to just be fine with it. But I am looking at it and I'm just like, oh, you could have done this. I don't like the color of her hair. You should have changed the color of her hair. You should have done this. And I might do that. I might change the color of her hair. Who knows? There's lots of things that I feel like I could have done better that I didn't do. Especially on, this is like day 3. So day 3 of looking at it, I definitely feel like I could have done more. I do like that watch though. It's very simple, but it's just very cute. I really like it. I think it turned out really, really good. I love doing the Roman numerals, so now I'm like, I should have messed those up and not been like the normal numbers. I should have done like to number 13 or something, you know what I mean? Like, made that a little bit wonky. But now we're just kind of getting through the little accessories all around that you guys can see. I'm not going to go too much into too much information or explanation about doing them. They just were little accessories that were around it. I had trouble with the background color. I like the gray, but it was the same color as the ears, and then it just kind of was hard to see everything and work on everything, and it made it difficult for me. So I struggled hard with the background color, so I'm sorry that kind of changes around a lot. But for the most part, I think they turned out really cute. I like the teapot. I thought that was really cute. I like that, not for nothing, that lemon slice. I'm like, chef's kiss. I don't know why, but I loved it. This is the problem too. Like, I worked on this for 2 days, and then I did editing on the 3rd day, and I'm just like, I would have done so many different things if I wasn't so like exhausted with this piece. And I think that happens to me a lot, where I get to the point where I'm just like, I don't want to do another thing on this dang piece of art. I just want it to be done. And I really need to not be like that. Because then it gets to the end and I'm like, it would have been cuter if maybe you had like some strawberry on top of that cookie or you know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see if I learn from that in the future. I do like this lemon though. Oh, I don't know what it is about it, but it was really nice. I really liked it. I do think her hair is weird. I did it gray, but I think it turned out more blue. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section what you think. If you got this far, thank you. I appreciate it. I've been struggling, I know, as all of us have, so it's nice to just kind of sit back and chat with you guys. So thank you for making it this far if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this. I am excited about turning this into a sticker pack. I think this could be really, really freaking cute as a sticker set. And I'm going to be doing an art show in Toronto. I can't even remember when, but maybe I'll do these. I'll bring this as like an actual sticker set for people to buy. I think that would be really fun. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I am almost done. It's really winding down. All I have are like the little accessories around it that are next, and then it will be completely and totally done. And I think it turned out really, really stinking cute. So yeah, I'm excited for the next one. So it's a Mad Hare's friend. So let me know if you guys have any ideas for that you think we could do. I think it would be fun to do the little tea mouse. But, let me know what you think. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. I will see you guys in the next one, of course. I do love you bunches. Shout out to all my patrons. You guys are amazing. And if you are looking for, tutorials on, I do a bunch on different things. If you're interested in isometric, I do that. If you're interested in drawing people or animals or lionless or mermaids, I have all kinds. I have a ton of tutorials, and it's only $5 a month. So if you're interested in that and you want to support me as well, maybe, take a look at that and check it out. Other than that, guys, this is pretty much it. This is the wind down. This is the end game here. We are getting there. We're getting there. And yeah, so I will see you guys in the next video. It will be next Sunday. If you do want to see the whole thing, let me know. I can upload that as well. I don't mind at all. And yeah, thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for supporting me on the channel. I really appreciate it. And if you are interested in my stickers, I will put a link to the shop in the description below as well, because yeah, Tash and I have worked really hard on the shop, and I think it shows, and I think it looks amazing, and I think it's really cool. So let us know what you think about that as well. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much it. So I'm going to leave you here. I will, I guess, let you listen to a bunch of music as this kind of, oh, here's the lemon. But as we wind down, and I'm going to go. So have a great day, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. I appreciate you all so much. And have a great rest of your weekend. Bye.